I only remember this because I had to miss day 2, which was the boys, so I didn't get to see any dick. Hello.
Hello! Today we're talking about sex ed, but sorry there wasn't a video last week.
Kevin moved in.
Kevin moved in.
Yay! That was not planned.
Oh, the yay? Oh yeah, I was like, I think Kevin moving in was
Kevin,
planned.
no, yeah, Kevin moving in was planned. Kevin is Sammy's fiance.
Your cat's being crazy again. Come here! Oh, that was
God,
cute.
he's cute.
Anyway.
Today we're doing a sex ed video
Yeah.
on things that probably weren't taught in school.
You might not have learned these, you might have. I don't know, depends on where you went to school.
Yeah, for example, at my school, first of all, I didn't take sex ed in high school.
How'd you get out of that?
I have absolutely no memory of doing sex ed in high school, but I do remember in middle school. And, dude, growing up in East Cobb was weird. I don't know, they just didn't talk about anything. But we had 3 specific things that we weren't allowed to talk about in middle school sex ed. We called them HAM, H-A-M, and it was homosexuality, abortion, and masturbation. We were not allowed to talk about those things in health class.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought it was weird, because I was like, I'm gay, and I want to talk about that, but not allowed. Yeah, but it was super weird that, because someone would bring up something and go, ham, they just like yell ham, and that would
so aggressive.
That would be the end of that. George is weird.
Do you remember anything else? Like, any other things that they taught besides, don't touch yourself and don't talk about it?
I just remember them. Oh my god, they gave us V cards.
They did not.
Yeah, they gave us, like, business cards that you had to sign that said you'd be a virgin until marriage.
Like a social security card?
Yeah! That said, I will be a virgin until marriage. It had, like, all these things on it. You'd sign it, and then you'd, like, walk around with your little V card.
Does someone take it away when you...
You have to, like, swipe it. Also, there was a point where we had to, like, they would list out, like, holding hands, kissing, touching above the clothes, like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we had to go up and draw where our line is in front of, like, the whole class.
So, like, on a scale of...
Like, where we'd stop.
Of, like, minor affection
to
fucking.
Yeah, we had to,
You
like,
had to
draw...
pick where you drew the line.
Yes.
In high school.
Middle school.
In middle school.
Yes.
So that line was, like, as far as you were willing to go.
Yes. But I do remember we did another thing like that with, like, drugs, and someone put that they'd smoke, and everyone went...
Smoke weed or in general?
Just smoke tobacco. And everyone was like, wow!
Damn, everybody smoked in my
It was
school.
so... Oh yeah, same. This was a middle school.
Oh, that's true.
Did you have a health class in...
I did.
High school?
I had a normal health class. So the first time I remember, like, talking about, like, puberty and whatever, it was 5th grade.
Same.
They separated the boys and the girls, and they were like, this is what's gonna happen. And I was like... And then I remember 9th grade, and I think I had health first, and it was Coach Jackson. And the first day we walk in there, he was like, all right, y'all, I know this is a weird class for you, so you just... All the words that you know that are slang for dick and vagina, just say them out loud.
Penis and vagina.
Penis and vagina.
Dick
Close
is...
enough.
Dick is
I know.
a slang.
And then I remember seeing a lot of pictures of extreme STI cases, and them being like, don't have sex. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god, calm down.
Why are you on one? Come here.
Jesus Christ. You're crazy. Are you aware of that?
You good? Yeah, they were like, don't have sex. And of course they didn't mention anything about, like, homosexuality or anything. I remember another thing that we had to watch in health class. It was The Miracle of Life.
Pretty sure we watched that too. I think that's
It was, like, from the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It was terrifying.
Ugh.
And they were like, this is why you don't have sex. Or whatever. This is where babies come from.
Penny!
Hey!
Penny!
Stop it!
Calm down.
Stop.
The crazy thing about, like, school sex ed is, like, their only, like, actual sex advice is don't have sex.
Which was not helpful.
Which...
That's probably different in other states. In, like, northern states.
Yeah,
where it's
probably.
more
But in
liberal.
Georgia, like, where we live, like, it is very much, all of it is do not have sex.
Bible Belt, y'all.
They don't tell you, like, anything about what to do if you have sex. They just say, don't do it.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, okay. I guess we'll get into some things that
Hopefully, you learned.
you hopefully learned, but that we weren't taught in our health class.
As you have probably learned from porn. Because everyone, at some point, whether a joke or just for their own pleasure, has watched porn. There are many different ways to have sex. It's more than just penetration. Oh yeah, virginity is a construct.
Virginity
anyway.
isn't real. Like, there's multiple different ways to have sex.
Oh, yeah.
Especially as LGBT kids that you aren't, like, taught about.
Talk about it. Communication is a really important part of all relationships, especially sexual ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, consent should be defined as a clear, enthusiastic yes. So, it's not mesh or whatever. It's not, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's with consent, arousal, or, like, a bodily, like, it's an involuntary reaction, like, arousal and stuff like that, so that does not equal consent at all, because it is completely involuntary. So just because someone, like,
seems turned on by something.
Yeah, seems like that does not mean they want to have sex. It's just how their body is reacting to the situation. Especially, it goes back, LGBT kids, since we weren't allowed to talk about that in high school, especially trans kids, communication is very important.
Oh yeah.
You want to...
define your boundaries.
Yes.
That's the gist. Figure out... That's part of what masturbation is about. Figure out what you like, figure out what other people of your body type might like.
Figure out what you don't like, and what you're not okay with.
Figure out what you don't like.
Yeah.
That way you can communicate to other people who you might be doing the things with.
Yeah.
That you don't like said thing. If it's gonna cause you to be uncomfortable or it doesn't feel good. Always say something if it doesn't feel good.
Yes.
A respectful partner will stop.
Yes.
And if
Always.
they don't, that's a problem.
Yes.
Also, being intoxicated is not consent. Don't do it. Sober, yes. And then a intoxicated person also does not mean you have consent. So,
yeah.
Just because you talk about it beforehand and this person gets super blackout drunk or whatever, doesn't mean that they are consenting now, that they are unconscious.
Yes. So when it comes to pleasure and pleasuring other people,
Yes.
there's a bunch of different ways to do that depending on the body. For example, AFAB, or assigned female at birth, people rarely orgasm from just penetration.
AFAB people might require a different type of stimulation than just penetration, so you could be talking about clitoral stimulation or any variety of other kink or...
Yeah.
In general, that's a whole other video.
Yeah.
Also, when it comes to an AFAB orgasm, for some reason there are a lot of people out there that didn't believe for a very long time that AFAB people, back then, they just talked about them in the context of women. Hello. Couldn't have orgasms for some reason.
Yeah.
That was a whole thing until, like, sex studies were a thing. AFAB people get UTIs more often.
Speaking of, pee after sex.
Yes.
I did not write that down, but pee after sex.
Clean yourself up, get some hot water, get some soap, fragrance-free if possible, because pH down there is a thing, and it will mess up stuff.
Yes, always.
Take care of your bits.
Yep.
What are some more stereotypes about people of different bodyotypes?
Bodyotypes. Okay, well, AMAB people, or assigned male at birth people, there's like that stigma that they're always horny, and they always want sex, which is not true. That relates back to, like, consent issues. That could be an issue there, where it's like, he's a guy, he wanted it. You know, like that kind of thing.
Each party has to give consent.
Yes. But, yeah, no, AMAB people aren't always horny, and vice versa, AFAB people aren't always not in the mood. Like, there's always, like, that stigma that, like, women are, like, prude and shit, and, like...
They don't want sex.
Like, that's so old. That's such an old stigma.
Slut around if you want.
Yeah, be a hoe. From our personal experience, trans guys, testosterone greatly affects your sex drive.
Testosterone is literally injected into the body. And you go through basically your second puberty. Because that's what it is. And, of course, when you're thinking about an AMAB 13 or 12-year-old, you're like...
They're going through some stuff.
That's exactly what trans guys are going.
Yeah.
It gets better. Probably. Reproductive health is complicated.
It is so complicated. Birth control comes in many different forms. Like, there's condoms. There's condoms for AMAB people, which are the most popular, like, when you think of birth control. But there's also condoms for AFAB people. They go, like, inside. It's weird. I don't know.
There's also finger condoms.
Yes, there are. There are finger condoms. So there's a bunch of different things. There's also, like, IUD.
Dams.
Yeah, dental dams. That's another thing. There's IUDs.
Which are inserted into... They're into the uterus, aren't they?
I believe so.
Yeah, there's different types of ones. There's hormonal and non-hormonal ones that last a different number of years, depending on that.
Yeah, and then there's the pill, which is another very common form of birth control when people think about it. But
people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because you have to take it around the same time
every day.
single day.
Yeah, then there's, like, a ton of different... There's implants.
There's the depot shot as well.
Yeah, there's depot shot. There's a bunch of different options out there. Okay, so even if you are on birth control, it's never a bad idea to use any form of condom.
Yes.
Because condoms are very effective at helping prevent STIs, which can be nasty.
Sexually transmitted infections. STIs, also known as STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. You probably learned about them and saw a bunch of scary pictures about them in your health classes. There are so many different types. They can be spread through oral sex, anal, vaginal, and even some just touching skin to skin. There are super common ones. Herpes. I know herpes is super common.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even show symptoms of it. You might not even know that you have it. And there are some that are not curable. HIV and genital herpes cannot be cured, but they can be treated. Get tested on the regular.
Yeah, it's never a bad idea to get tested and take care of your sexual health.
Yes. HIV tests are super easy. They're offered in a lot of different places. I know there's a thrift store called Out of the Closet that offers them in the Atlanta area. It's like less than 5 minutes to take. Take care of yourself.
Planning to have sex with somebody new if you just had sex with somebody new, especially unprotected sex.
Learn what you like. Porn is a good place to look at things to be tried, but it is not educational.
Yes, it is not educational, it's not realistic. Not most of the time.
And honestly, if you're trying to, like, find something, try amateur porn. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And neither do you.
That's what most sexual experiences are like. Just, it's supposed to be fun, and...
Yeah.
Like, don't put too much pressure on yourself to make it something that it doesn't have to be.
Especially if it's your first time, you're not going to be perfect.
It's not going to, yeah.
It might suck, but you just gotta try again. And if you don't like sex, that's cool too.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
asexual people exist, and so does SpongeBob.
But you'll figure out what you like, and you'll figure out what works for you.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, cool.
Wash your hands and don't be a racist.
Yeah.
Take care of your junk, and pee after sex.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Wait, subscribe and like and share. Bye.
Bye.